Yo, everybody, welcome back to the motherfucking Minority Sports Report Wrestling Edition. Woo. I'm your boy, Big Black.
It's your boy, Skame Dollar. I'm glad somebody got the energy today.
Oh, barely, dog. We had a long night last night, and yes, we're back at it again for your viewing pleasure or listening. So, yeah, we got a lot of shit to cover, so yep. I'm not going to bullshit. Let's get down to it. What we got first, baby?
All right, let's start it off with a nice big yawn and some shit that you didn't watch. We'll start with Impact. They kicked off this show with the number one contenders match for the X Division Championship. This is that last match out that I don't know if you remember, they had like the 6-man tag match, and then the winner had to face each other, and now this was that match. It was Ace Austin, Black Taurus, and Chris Bay, who originally teamed up. They now all face each other, and that was won by Ace Austin, which was a little surprising. I thought they were going to give this one to Chris Bay. But yeah, I mean, him and Ace Austin are both those like young up-and-comers that I can see getting the push. Black Taurus, he's kind of new, but I don't know if you remember me saying last week when we had the fucking recording issues.
Shit. Yeah.
But this is the dude that they were saying originally replaced Sammy Guevara in their plans.
Mm-hmm. Yo, he looks mean as fuck.
Black Taurus?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Mexican luchador. He got like a bull mask and head on, and he wrestles like that too through the whole thing. It's crazy.
That's fucking incredible.
But yeah, he's a beast. And these three put on a hell of a show. I mean, you wouldn't think of it when you see this dude because of how big he is, but he's right in there with those X Division like high flyers and shit. They put on a good show in that match. Good way to start off their show. Then in the next match, they had Tanil Dashwood taking on Havoc. This is like a continuation of I don't know if you remember the girls tag team beef.
Yeah, I remember Havoc.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Of
course I remember Havoc.
Yeah, this is another little continuation on from that. It was a decent match. Next up, we had the Good Brothers and Finn Juice, which is David Finley and Juice Robinson. They teamed up because they used to be quote-unquote boys back in New Japan. As the Good Brothers say, they were Finn Juice was their young boys, which is just sounds like an odd term.
Yeah, but I get it.
The Japanese culture shit. I guess that's what they called them. But yeah. So yeah, they all teamed up for this match. They took on Triple XL and Reno Scum. Reno Scum is like, they're like punk rocker dudes, and then Triple XL, one's just a really big fat dude, and the other one's just a real big solid ass dude. So there's a lot of weight in this ring.
Yeah, I just looked at them. Big boys.
Yeah, big boys. So they all got together for this 8-man tag, and as expected, the Good Brothers and Finn Juice won that match, and it's kind of led to a little face-off at the end of the match, and so at their next pay-per-view, Impact's pay-per-view, I forgot what it's called. I didn't write it down either. But it's going to be the Good Brothers defending their Impact Championship, Tag Team Championships against Finn Juice.
Sacrifice.
March 13th. So the New Japan boys are getting their Impact title shot.
Nice.
Just like Private Party did when AEW jumped over there.
Right.
So and there's a lot of history there, so they should put on a hell of a show.
March 13th. Is that a Saturday? Yeah, that's a Saturday. Okay, that's this Saturday.
Oh yeah, it is. I thought we had a week in between. All right. Next up, we had another continuation of a beef that you may have remembered seeing. That whole Matt Cardona, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers to do with the eye patch beef.
Yep.
The most
Yeah.
professional wrestler, that dude. So this was the continuation of that beef. Apparently, the dude Brian Myers, he was trying to get out of wrestling because of his like eye injury. I don't know how real that eye injury is, but they said he was cleared to wrestle, so they made him wrestle Eddie Edwards, and they made Matt Cardona the special guest referee. And this one ended up being won by Eddie Edwards, who won by disqualification. I don't remember what the disqualification was. But yeah, that's how that went. They're still beefing. They still got some shit going on. Solid match, though. It was a good match. I just don't remember what the DQ was. And then in the
look up some news there. Go ahead.
Main event, we had Deonna Purrazzo, who is the
knockout champ.
The Impact Knockouts champion. She was originally supposed to just take on Jordan Grace in this match, but through some bullshit that happened throughout the night, they ended up adding one half of the tag team, the women's tag team champions, Kiera Hogan. They added her to the match, so they made it a triple threat match, non-title. But Deonna Purrazzo was able to win that one. A solid match, especially since it was the main event. They put on a good show. I don't know if you remember that Jordan Grace girl. She's that real big jack, like power builder girl.
I am looking it up. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some fucking arms, yo. Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
But yeah, that was a solid match to end that Impact episode.
Caleb with a K.
Oh yeah, that's Deonna Purrazzo's like little sidekick dude.
That shit's tight. Now I was just looking at all the champs and shit. They actually that's crazy. A majority of their champions are not white.
Is that Tanil Dashwood's? I think that's Tanil Dashwood's little sidekick.
Yeah, because Rich Swann, Moose, TJP, he might be white. Obviously, Deonna.
He's some kind of mix. TJP.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's like only the Good Brothers are like the only straight up like white guys that are champions. That's pretty crazy. That's cool.
And they build themselves out of Japan, so technically they're not.
I know. That's true. That's true. They don't even. That's true. That's true, bro. That's so fucking true. Man, yeah. Impact. That's what's up. Oh yeah.
The product is definitely stepping up from what it used to be. Remember when I first started watching to now, like they're definitely stepping up the production.
I think they have to. There's no question that they have more viewers now because of that crossover.
For sure.
And now they're doing it with New Japan too, so it's like, yeah, they have to fucking step their game up.
Yeah,
it's tight. It's tight.
So speaking of New Japan, still confusing the shit out of me with their shows. Somewhere along the line of these shows that they're doing the New Japan Cup, which I'm not sure exactly what comes at the end of the cup. I don't know if it's just a tournament and you if you win the tournament and that's it, you win the trophy, or do you get a title shot? I don't know any of that, like those details. But they started it off at the 49th anniversary show. Don't remember what day of the week it was, but they had a couple of the first round matches. I don't know if you remember Jeff Cobb. He was on AEW for like 2 episodes.
I remember the name.
He's like a young Taz. Like a
little
Samoan looking guy.
He had the long hair and shit.
Yeah. So he is tearing things up in New Japan, and he ended up getting the win in the first round of this New Japan Cup. He beat Satoshi Kojima, and then we had the Great Okan defeating Tetsuya Naito for that couple of those first round matches. And then on that 49th anniversary show, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which is New Japan's heavyweight championship belt. That was Kota Ibushi. He was the champion. He defended that against El Desperado. Then we had, I think there was 2 other events throughout the week. But I just kind of took out the New Japan Cup matches from those. There were a bunch of other
Yeah.
matches, but it's way too much to cover. So continuing this first round of the New Japan Cup, we had Toru Yano defeating Bad Luck Fale. I think that's how you say it, or Fale. Fale. I don't know. Then we had Haruki Goto. He defeated Tachi. We had Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Gabriel Kidd. And then Will Ospreay defeating Hiroshi Tenzin.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow along on their website. Their website is confusing as fuck.
Yes, welcome to my world trying to figure these shit out.
Oh my god. I wish I could pay you, dog. This shit is crazy.
It's basically like I'm bouncing from site to site trying to find out what's what for what day. And like, all right, so this happened first. So this goes here. And then this happened on this day.
Seriously, bro. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. And then, that was the New Japan, like Japanese stuff. Then on Friday, we had the New Japan Strong episode. They kicked this off. Still the show still only does the three matches per episode. This one started off with Carl Fredericks and Alex Coughlin defeating Clark Connors and Kevin Knight.
Oh, okay. I can follow with this one.
Then we had two other matches. Now these were listed under the New Japan Cup USA. So I don't know. This is another thing. I don't know if it's two separate tournaments, like a USA tournament and a Japanese tournament, or if it's a bracket.
Huh.
So that's another thing I got to try to figure out for the next week. Are there two separate brackets? Is it two separate tournaments? I don't know. But they labeled this as the New Japan Cup USA 2021. The other one was just the New Japan Cup 2021. They had two qualifying matches here. We had Filthy Tom Lawler defeating the DKC. And then
the DKC.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite dudes that I've been seeing so far in New Japan Strong, Leo Rush, he defeated Rocky Romero in their main event.
Oh, that's cool. There's like pictures and shit. I can watch highlights. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so check out some of that stuff, man. The New Japan Strong stuff's pretty cool.
No, I want to watch New Japan. Like I've said a million times, like that's what got me back into wrestling, and then they lost the contracts, and then AEW started. So it's just like I just gotta get it back into the rotation, because I'll definitely watch New Japan before I start watching Impact. Like I know that's gonna happen first.
Yeah, it's definitely like the best pure wrestling out of all the ones to watch.
Yeah, this shit's tight. I like it. Me gusta.
Now, kicking into some AEW, we got double dose of AEW because we had Dynamite and Revolution this week. So we had a regular weekly episode and pay-per-view. Dynamite kicked off with Shaq making his AEW debut with Jade Cargill taking on Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet in a mixed tag match. And this one didn't disappoint. Shaq actually did this thing out there.
He did. I would say it did not disappoint. He did not disappoint, and he did do his thing out there. I don't know. I mean, I know you're going to talk about the big spot, but while we were watching this shit, they call them chops in wrestling, and it's just basically when they just open palm slap someone. Shaq slapped the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Like,
he did.
His whole hand ate that man's chest, and it was the loudest. I thought that nigga broke his ribs, bro.
He tried a couple more times after to get the same effect the first one did, and he couldn't replicate it. But
he couldn't get it.
Oh, that first one was mean.
Oh, it was so fucking brutal. Please watch that shit. It was fun. It wasn't even a long match. It was a good, fun match.
No, it was a good, quick match. Especially considering one of the people in the match, well, two of the people in the match. One, Shaq is not a professional wrestler. He has done a few things, but he held it down.
He did.
And then Jade Cargill,
I
mean, she's relatively new. I'm assuming she's probably only been training for a little bit. And she was out there doing her thing. Red Velvet, same thing. She's still young. Cody was only like real veteran out there.
Yeah, for real. And they all look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Shaq and Jade Cargill ended up getting the win on this one. mainly because Cody he took out Shaq the easiest way possible. He did it like a diving crossbody from the ring apron onto Shaq, and then Shaq went through a table on the outside, or I should say, Shaq exploded a table on the outside
Yeah,
when he fell
2
through it.
tables.
2 tables.
Exploded 2. Okay, so like you see wrestlers go through tables, you'll see it break like here, maybe 3 pieces. This shit literally exploded into thousands of pieces as soon as they made contact with that shit. And he sold the shit out of it. He didn't flinch. He fucking just, and then like, oh, it was, watch it, please, if you haven't watched it. Like that is the wrestling moment of the year so far, because I mean, I'm sure people hate Shaq, but everybody loves Shaq, man. And the fact that nigga's when he was standing in the ring, his waistline was at the top rope. That's how big that man is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that shit is wow. Yeah, that was Shaq money sauce, bro. Money, because I ain't never seen Big Show do nothing like that.
Nah, man, that was
when he was older, because he used to do that crazy shit back in the day. ECW.
But yeah, so it was a pretty big bump for him to take. Like I said, considering he's not a professional wrestler, that was pretty good. And he, like you said, he sold it. He sold it well.
Yep.
Pretended to be knocked out really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next up, after that, we had a tag match. We had Death Triangle, 2/3 of Death Triangle. We had Pac and Ray Phoenix taking on John Skyler and D3. And obviously, that one was won by
that squash match.
Yeah, that one was won by Pac and Ray Phoenix very quickly, as Big Black mentioned. It was definitely a squash match. Then the segment I don't remember much of, Jericho and MJF's press conference leading into their tag team title match.
You know why we don't remember much of that is because we were looking at their T-shirts and shit, because we were like,
oh, that's right. That's right.
Fuck this talking bullshit. Let's look at some T-shirts.
Yeah, but apparently when I went back to read results and shit like that, this was pretty well liked. So
they like these shits, bro. Like, you know
how they like the MJF Jericho segments.
Yeah, we tune out. Like it might have been good, but I literally tune out. That's like the
it all depends on what we're doing, because like the times we do listen, their shit is pretty entertaining. They're back and forth. But yeah, this one we definitely tuned out a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Those
T-shirts, man. That's what I'm saying. It's not like we were still supporting their business, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need a couple of those shirts though.
Yeah, for real. Next up, we had another tag match with a returning legend. We had FTR and Tully Blanchard taking on all 3 members of Jurassic Express. So we had Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus out there.
Luchasaurus.
This was a great match. It's fun. It was crazy seeing Tully out there, all decked out with his red suit that he had on. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram. They posted a picture. I guess Tully had like his old NWA belts. So it's him posting with the belts, and then he had FTR on the sides of him. Looked pretty dope.
He came out with the belt on.
He came out with one, but he had, I think in the picture, he had like 4 belts.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. That's tight.
But yeah, Tully was holding it down out there, proving he could still go. And with a little help from a masked cameraman that turned out to be a returning Sean Spears, they ended up getting the win over Jurassic Express in a real good match.
Yeah, he didn't take any crazy bumps, but the fact that he was out there still doing shit, it was fun. It was fun.
Hitting some of his signature moves and shit. It was nice. Nice to see him out there.
And that's again, I don't watch WWE. Shout outs to Bobby Lashley though for finally winning a fucking championship. He'll probably lose it at WrestleMania though, or whatever is the next fucking big pay-per-view. But I feel like at least with AEW, they're using their old wrestlers like old wrestlers. You know, they're not trying to like, you know, oh, he's still powerful and crazy strong. Like, nah, dog, he's old. He's gonna do a couple moves and he's gonna get the fuck out the way because he's fucking old. You know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and even at the end of this one, because the FTR and Tully, they came out with JJ Dillon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Believe he was an old wrestler, part of the Four Horsemen and shit like that. But I remember him as like he was like the president of WCW back in the day when I was watching them. But I think it was even like before the Monday Night Wars and all that. He was in charge of WCW, and so they had come out together. And Arn Anderson at the end of this match came out, and gave him the little Four Horsemen, the little four and shit like that. And they didn't drag it out. He came out, raised the four, they gave the fours, and then that was it. They didn't like spend too much time on this whole reunion bullshit.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was, which was great.
But yeah, so that was that there. Next up, we had the Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament Final. So this was the U.S. bracket winner and the Japanese bracket winners, which were Nyla Rose, who won the U.S. side, and Ryo Mizunami, who won the Japanese side. They faced off. The winner moved on to face Hikaru Shida at Revolution, and that was going to be Ryo Mizunami in a kind of surprising fashion. Was not expecting her to win over Nyla Rose, but put on a hell of a match and got the win. Big push. Came out that she was retiring soon, which kind of explains the whole push. But yeah, still put on some fantastic matches from the last two we've seen from her in this tournament.
Three,
yeah.
Because we didn't get to the other one, but yeah, we'll get to that soonish. Yeah, it was good. It was good shit. Like I said, I was not expecting her to beat Nyla.
Yeah, that's my bitch. Considering Nyla got the push over Britt Baker, I was not expecting her to get the push again. Was not expecting her to give up the push, I should say. I was like, if they push her over Britt, she's definitely going to win this thing. And then, bam, Ryo Mizunami takes the win. But good shit from her.
That was it.
Oh, and then they had a little face-off, her and Hikaru Shida at the end. They kind of traded quick little blows.
Friendly blows.
Yeah, friendly blows, like this is what you have coming kind of deal.
Yeah. It's good.
And then, next up, we had a match for the Face the Revolution ladder match. It was basically a qualifier to get into the match. This was one of the last two spots because it was 6 men in the ladder match. We had 4 so far announced. And this one, Max Caster defeated number 10 of the Dark Order, Preston Vance. So he moved on, joined that match. And then there was still that one mystery person who they ended up announcing at the pay-per-view, which we'll get to shortly.
Very shortly.
And then in the main event, we had Hangman Adam Page and John Silver of the Dark Order taking on Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn. And that was won by Hangman Adam Page and John Silver. And he's all but in the fucking Dark Order at this point.
Right.
Yeah. So they celebrated the shit out of that win. And then you'll find out what happens at Revolution. So
when?
What?
When will we find out?
Right now. So Revolution happened. Instead of their normal Saturday night pay-per-view, they had it on Sunday because of the huge UFC that was on Saturday night.
Which you can hear about on the Minority Sports Report, regular Minority Sports Report. Check it out.
The main cast.
YouTube. The main cast.
So this pay-per-view, like I said, was on Sunday. They had their buy-in match. I believe it was on TNT too, as well as YouTube. But it was Dr. Britt Baker and Maki Ito taking on.
Now the All-Star game was on TNT at that time because that's when I watched the dunk contest.
No, but I think the whole reason they switched it to Saturday was because of that UFC card.
No. But you said they showed the prelims on.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't on there. So it might have been just YouTube then.
Yeah.
But so this was a solid match. I think this was supposed to be a. Oh no, I'm mixing that up. So apparently now, because of this match, Britt Baker and Maki Ito beat Ryo and Thunder Rosa. And this coming week on Dynamite, we're going to have Britt Baker Maki Ito, and it was supposed to be Reba or Rebel, but she's out. So it's going to be Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, and Maki Ito taking on
Oh,
Rio, Thunder Rosa, and Hikaru Shida.
okay, I'll fucks with that.
Yeah. So you got a nice 6-woman tag match coming up this week.
Well, it's gonna be good.
To officially open up the Revolution pay-per-view, because that happened before the 8 o'clock hour. We had the AEW Tag Team Championship match with the Young Bucks defending their belts against MJF and Jericho. Fantastic match, but when it came down to it, the Young Bucks got the win there, which I kind of wasn't surprised by, but I don't know, for some reason I was leaning to MJF and Chris Jericho getting the win. Not because I wanted them to get the win. I just had a feeling that they were going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that also feeds into shit going on in the coming weeks because they had a little, I would say a little falling out at the end of this match. They're supposed to be doing this War Council bit this coming week on Dynamite to figure out the outcome of what happened and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
Young Bucks got their revenge for Papa Buck.
Papa Buck. Same.
Next up, we had the tag team casino battle royale. Too many teams in this to fucking mention. Basically, every tag team almost every tag team on the roster was getting down in a battle royal.
Yeah,
which they kind of did a little differently. They had 2 teams start off the match, and then every 90 seconds after that, another team would come down. Both members of the team had to be eliminated for the team to obviously be fully eliminated. Last man standing earns a title shot for their team, and that was done by Ray Phoenix. He ended up getting the win, so him and Pac as Death Triangle now have a future tag team title shot.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be tight, bro.
That's just gonna be real tight.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I thought Jungle Boy was gonna win though. I was like, it's just.
I thought so. Honestly, I thought so too, which I wouldn't have been mad at.
No, I wouldn't have been mad at it at all. I could see them
getting a big push and getting I could see them being champions.
But he will get his push though. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, probably as a singles thing. That would make the most logical sense for him. But
yeah,
I mean, I could have definitely seen him and Luchasaurus being champs for a while.
That's just tight.
So after that, we had the AEW Women's Championship on the line. Hikaru Shida was defending her belt against the tournament winner, Ryo Mizunami. And in a fantastic match, Hikaru Shida ended up pulling it out and getting the win. And yeah, might have been one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah, it was very. It's
super technical.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was very Japanese. It was. If you don't like Japanese wrestling, you probably wouldn't have liked that match, honestly. But I loved it. I was eating up every fucking second of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every second. I just love Japanese wrestling.
Definitely good shit. The next matchup, we had the ongoing saga of Miro and Kip Sabian and best friends, whichever rotation you want to throw in there. This one happens to be Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor because Trent is still hurt.
Yep.
So they continued this little beef, and Miro and Kip Sabian ended up getting the revenge that they were looking for after that whole wedding fiasco. They got the win over Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Don't remember what happened after that. I think they beat him down a bit at the end, but I don't remember much else after that.
Yeah, nothing crazy. That's all it was.
Yeah, was beating, continuing his rampage that he's on. Next up, we had the big money match, which was Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy going at it. The winner gets the other's entire first quarter earnings. Yeah. Hence the big money match. And this one was won by Hangman in a great match. These two really beat the hell out of each other in a good match. And at the end, Hangman was there was a little bit of interference from Private Party, and then
Oh yeah,
Dark
yep.
Order had come out and all that shit. So they had both sides getting involved, and like I said, Hangman got the win there. Ended up celebrating with the Dark Order, not in just his typical fashion where he's hey, tips his beer and walks off by himself. He fucking called the entire Dark Order in for a hug and
Yeah,
embraced them all. So
it was
he's
nice.
all but like I can see him taking on like the new leader role of the Dark Order now that they don't
Oh
have
yeah,
Brody. Like I can
yeah.
see him stepping in as their go-to guy.
Because the rest of them, they're not there yet. In
No,
terms
yeah.
of just like, yeah, the way he carries himself and everything, like, yeah, I could totally see
And
him being.
all their characters, you don't really see one of them stepping up and being like that leader role in their characters.
Yeah,
One I would have liked to see was like Anna Jay step up and like be the queen bitch, kind of take over. That would have been fun to see. But I could definitely see Hangman taking over that.
yeah, and
Which I don't know, it might be a good little add-on gimmick for him to be part of the Dark Order.
well, honestly, like, I know it's Tony Khan's thing, but like, Lil Brody has a lot of say in what happens with the Dark Order.
But yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
So,
I
and
didn't
I
even
know
think of him like that.
Hangman's like one of his favorite wrestlers, so like I can totally like everything makes perfect sense, bro.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense. Yeah. That's a good fucking theory, bro. I like it. You heard it here first on TMSR Wrestling.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens this week. Maybe he'll come out and officially say he's down with the Dark Order. Come out, give out the fucking claw and all that shit. Don't see him rocking the mask, but he'll definitely throw the claw up. I can see that.
Yeah, because John Silver doesn't rock a mask though. There's a few of them that don't. So
there's a few like the OG members, the original OG members. They don't rock the mask, but everyone else after them basically has to wear. Well, according to the Brody Lee law that they were doing, everybody else had to wear a mask until you earned it.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the Face the Revolution ladder match for the Sonic the Hedgehog ring.
It was
hanging.
It was a Sonic ring, bro.
Because there was no belt on the line. This was basically a winner gets a title shot for the TNT Championship against Darby or whoever's the champion when they cash this in. But yeah, it was basically a fucking giant Sonic the Hedgehog ring hanging above the ring. And this one, it was Scorpio Sky, Cody Rhodes, Penta El Zero M, Lance Archer, Max Caster, and the mystery person was a quote unquote all ego Ethan Page, who is an former Impact star. Made his debut for AEW last night as the sixth man in this match, and he didn't win because Scorpio Sky won, and he's getting the big push, which I'm very happy of.
Very happy. I've been waiting for that shit.
Yeah, but this match had all the good shit you wanted to see in the ladder match.
Oh, it was brutal.
People being power bombed on ladders, fucking you name it.
Crazy. Everything.
You name it, they did it with a ladder.
Oh, it was fucking brutal, man.
Yeah, it was great. Good shit all around. But yeah, good shit for Scorpio Sky, man. Happy to see him getting a big push now.
When we were watching, I was like, yo, there's like a C4 exploded match next after this. Like, this shit is crazy.
This shit.
Yeah,
after this ladder match, there's still 2 fights after. Like, one of them did not disappoint.
No, they could have ended it with the ladder match, honestly, and that shit would have been fucking crazy.
That would have been good.
Second to last match
was the cinematic street fight between Darby Allin and Sting and Team Taz, which was Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. And this was definitely my favorite of the night.
Fucking amazing.
Exactly what I expected them to do, because there are rumors that Sting is too fucked up to put on a full match. So they had to do it Undertaker style and do this whole cinematic style to apparently give him breaks and rest in the middle of filming and taking bumps or whatever he had to do. But in this one, they fought in an abandoned warehouse. There was a ring set up. They had fucking Sting / Darby Allin minions running around with masks on and shit. And yeah, they did some crazy shit. They fought all over the warehouse, not just in the ring that they had set up. Darby got thrown through a glass window, not like the actual window of the building. The window just it happened to be sitting inside the room they were in. He got thrown through that shit.
Oh god damn it! It was so amazing.
You thought he got thrown down a hole at one point.
He did. He jumped off the fucking.
Yeah. He did the elbow thing off like a giant ramp or platform, whatever it was,
into some like abyss.
Yeah,
it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a great match, man.
It was fucking awesome.
They did a good job with the cinematic thing, and then some of the camera shots that they did, it was like super dramatic. Like the shot they did where they were like showing Sting wrestling. I forgot who he was fighting in the ring, and then they like faded over to the other side. But the way they transitioned it, I was like, oh, this is like super cinematic. They went all out for this shit.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it was good. The angles, literally, wrestling and camera were fucking phenomenal. The transitions between the action were fucking phenomenal. The lighting was phenomenal. Like everything, man. Everything.
The little intros that they had coming in, and it was all done in black and white.
Oh, it was so nasty. It was so nasty.
Yeah,
it was so nasty. I gotta watch that shit again.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Yeah, and like if they're gonna use Sting like that every time, I'm fucking fine with it, yo.
Well, I think if they're gonna keep him wrestling and not just be like a mentor, I think they kind of have to, from what I've heard, because his injuries are that bad.
Yeah,
that's why that power bomb from the last week or the week before was so big.
Yeah,
because like he's severely injured his back and neck in WWE, so like that's a big concern for them.
Yeah, man, it was so good.
And then should have stopped there. No, I'm bullshitting. We had in the main event, we had the AEW World Championship on the line in the exploding barbed wire death match, which was a great match with a very disappointing ending.
I'll explain some of the ending afterwards.
Yeah, I seen some of that too.
Okay.
But yeah, so Kenny Omega ended up pulling out the win and defending his belt against Jon Moxley in this exploding barbed wire death match. Obviously, since he's a heel, it took the help of the Good Brothers to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fantastic match. Like I said, up until the end.
There's before you get there, it was good storytelling because Jon Moxley got hit with the one-winged angel, and fucking nobody's ever kicked out of that move. So what he did was he fucking pushes his leg off the barbed wire, and the fucking C4 explodes, and it blinds Kenny Omega, right? So technically, Kenny Omega still, you know what I mean? Like his reputation is still saved because technically John didn't kick out. Something blew up in Kenny's face. So I thought that bit of storytelling was really cool. But yeah, the ending was garbage.
Yeah, it was a good use of the bomb gimmick on the ropes and detonating on the ropes. And it was cool that they had it set up where it was multiple explosions on one side.
Yeah.
Because in the old matches that I've seen, they were only able to rig up one per side. So in one of the matches, you could physically see the wrestlers in the middle of the ring trying to remember which side they already threw each other in because they wanted the bombs to go off. So like you could see it. And they even slowed it down. In one of the videos, you can see one of the wrestlers, like he's in a headlock and you just see him go like this, like telling his boy that
way. That's so tight.
But yeah, so this one, it didn't matter because like they threw him into the same side. I think it only happened once, but it went off twice on one side, which was pretty funny. It was like, to me, it was funny because it called back to that old Japanese match that I seen. But yeah, so they brought out the exploding barbed wire baseball bat.
Yeah.
That was the guy who like created these style matches. That was one of his big gimmicks.
Okay.
He'd always come out with that bat, so that was like a nod to him. Another nod to him was that jacket that Moxley came out wearing.
Yeah.
Like that dude always used to come out rocking the same style, like black leather jacket. Gotcha. So it was a nice little nod to him. So I forget his name. I should have looked it up.
If you know, you know. And I didn't know that. So thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, no problem. No one's half the battle. Red laces, blue laces, the other half.
Yep, that's it.
But yeah, so like we've been mentioning, the very disappointing ending was Kenny Omega had handcuffed Jon Moxley in the middle of the ring, and the way it was rigged, after 30 minutes, all the bombs were rigged to explode all at the same time after 30 minutes. So Kenny Omega got the win. Him and the Good Brothers beat up Jon Moxley after the win, handcuffed him, left him laying there. I think he gave him another one-winged angel on the barbed wire chair.
Yeah.
And left him laying in the ring. As the countdown was getting down to like 10 seconds, fucking Eddie Kingston, another strong bit of storytelling. Like him and Jon Moxley have been feuding over the last few weeks because they got like a lot of history. They were former best friends and shit like that. So he dives into the ring to try to unhandcuff his best friend and save him from the explosion. He wasn't able to do it, and then poof. That's literally what happened.
He covers them.
Fucking and then, poof.
There's
sparklers
on the four. Yeah, the 4 ring posts. There's sparklers go off, and then the shits on the outside, the ropes.
Yeah,
and literally you hear people. Boo!
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they definitely fucked it up because the Japanese ones that I've seen, the explosions that they did at the end, like it sold it, and this one, it didn't sell it because the way not Kenny Omega, the way Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley were fucking laying dead in the ring, it didn't fit with the explosion that we see. It's like, come on, bro. We all know.
So bad.
What are you doing?
It was so bad.
But the way they're saving face with this disaster of an ending is basically like they're saying Kenny Omega did all this hard work setting up all these contraptions and he built a dud bomb, and that's why it didn't go off properly at the end. That's how they're spinning this into the storyline. But yeah, they fucked up. I don't know if the bomb didn't go off or if it wasn't, like, I don't know. It was definitely a dud. There was barely an explosion, barely a boom, barely a cloud of smoke. It was basically just sparklers.
It was so bad.
It was such a letdown.
It was so bad because we were like, "Yo, what?"
Yeah,
like everyone had the same reaction. Now, had Kenny and the Good Brothers stayed on stage to watch the carnage, I think they would have been able to sell it like it being more of a dud. But they ran off like shit was about to go down, you know?
Yeah, so, because
shit was supposed to.
It was supposed to like go off real big, and it was supposed to be like Eddie Kingston and fucking Jon Moxley were really dead.
Yeah.
But when it was just poof, like, all right, guys, you can get up now. We all know, like, just get up.
Yeah. They said after the pay-per-view cut off, Moxley got on the mic. I started talking shit.
This is on Twitter. Him talking on the mic, but I didn't look to see if there was a video of it.
There is a video on Twitter. I didn't watch the video. I just read about it.
What did he say?
Oh, basically, that's how he saved face because he's good at improv. You know, he basically was like, "Yo, this dude, he's a piece of shit, talking all this shit. I whipped his fucking ass. Then he brings his boys out, and he still can't fucking kill me with his piece of shit dud bomb." Blah blah blah. You know, so
nice.
Yeah,
good save, Kenny. I mean, Moxley.
But we didn't see it, so fuck.
Yeah, we didn't see it. But that is smart thinking on his part because they didn't come up with that whole dud angle until he spit that up. Like, oh yeah, it's done. You can say that, yeah.
Yeah, so that again, that's
disappointing and
disappointing.
Great match and a great pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I like the freedom they have too, man. Like that shit would never happen in the other one. We watched that Firefly shit, that fucking piece of shit dummy.
Yeah, and it's funny, it's crazy. Like, I understand the violence is not for everybody, but why are you shitting on the barbed wire death match? I mean, they're giving us something that we don't see often.
Yeah.
Change the pace, but some of these writers, man, they're too caught up on the violence. Like, I know it's a bloody, dangerous match, but it's entertainment. They're just doing something different that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not any more dangerous than a street match. Like,
yeah,
it's the same shit. Every time a wrestler goes out there, yeah, every time the wrestler goes out there, it's fucking dangerous as fuck. You know, barbed wire or not. So, like, yeah, get off your horse. It's lowbrow entertainment. No, you know what I'm saying? No, fuck that shit. That shit was tight.
Yeah.
There are
I know
millions.
It's not for everyone, but
no, it's not.
You don't gotta hate on them.
Nah, just don't fucking watch it. Simple as that. Change the motherfucking channel, dog. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good.
Whole lot of wrestling.
Whole lot of wrestling. And you can do a whole lot of watching us and following us collectively at TMS Report on the interwebs. That is TMS Report on the interwebs. Skame, where can the motherfucking people follow you, my guy?
At Skame 666.
666. And you can follow me. I'm at the Beatnik. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Peace out.